Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Trump, thank you. A really quick response here, Vice President Harris, on this notion of weaponization of the Justice Department.
Well, let's talk about extreme and understand the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United States Supreme Court recently ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails, because certainly we know now the court won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him. It's up to the American people
Vice President
to stop
Harris,
him.
thank you.
Hey, people, we on the air. This is Sunday, and I hope you guys that went to church and enjoyed the service. Or if you didn't, if you're home Bible studying, then have you read your Bible? You got your Bible verse? I don't know, but whatever. Thank the Lord that you woke up clothed in your right mind.
Right.
Yes, sir. We clothed in our right mind. We done woke up and we looking out and we seeing the sun come up and we looking at the glory of the Lord, because a lot of folks and stuff didn't wake up today. Did not wake up today, but we here and we're going to be around for a while. Anyway, because I don't feel like I'm ready to go, and I don't think the Lord is ready for me to go yet. It's because he done gave me something to do, and I'm doing it right now. What's up, Mr. Harvey?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to apologize to Hakeem Jeffries. That's what I'm going to do.
Go ahead.
He's
I
a
want to hear
dignified
this.
man.
I want to hear this. Go ahead.
Well, I heard the full interview. You remember I told you I saw him on the Business Channel?
Yep.
So I ran across him on the internet, and they did that whole interview and put it on YouTube. And I listened to the whole interview. I should have listened to it twice. Because, you know, the guy that was interviewing him, he's a nice guy, and he's sort of kind of semi-liberal, very sympathetic with the cause. But he asked him some really kind of outlandish questions. And I heard King say, "You asking me all these questions, but not one time did you say anything about the big, beautiful bill and what Trump is doing to hurting all these people." You know, so he mentioned, he said, the job situation is deteriorating. He said the cost of consumer goods are going up. And you guys, you business guys, is constantly silenced. And so the guy asked him, said, "Hey, inflation hasn't went up that much." He said, "No, it hasn't went up that much for those people that are millionaires and billionaires and well off. But what I'm talking about, what he was talking about, he said, what did he say? I put it down there. I tried to quote him correctly. He said that the tax on Medicare, the tax on Social Security and Medicaid, he says that the increase of housing, he really emphasized that because he was asking the guy about the New York mayor. He said that you didn't endorse him. He said, "Well, I've spoken to him, and he's actually, we're meeting and several times, and we're talking." The one thing they was trying to corner him in is that, "Are you a socialist?" That's what they was trying to corner him in. He says that you guys do not talk about the well-being, of people, and you're constantly talking about the stock market is up and all that, and that's fine. But what we're talking about is affordability and a meaningful partnership with businesses. That's what we're trying to do. And right now, this administration is all about pay to play. So he spoke up for himself very well. The guy tried to trick him into some situations, and he told him off, telling him, "You asked me about all of this, and you're talking about Biden, and you want to bring up other people, but you're not talking about him and all the hurt he's doing to this country." So he spoke very well. So I heard the whole thing because I just heard just about 4 or 5 minutes of it, and I didn't like what he said, but I didn't hear the question the last time I seen it. So I heard the whole thing, and he did very well. And I like to apologize to him because we did come off pretty strong, but still, there's another thing that came up. Now, when I'm on this subject, Ed, Roland Martin tried to cut up Obama, President Obama, talking about only thing he cared about is the national. That's all he cared about is the national voting. That's all he cared about. He said that he let Texas go, he let Florida go. He didn't bother to, concentrate on the local stuff and all that. And I said to myself, is that his job? That's not his job. Well, he dogged the two DNC chairs that he had, which, rightfully so. I don't know. I think the other guy who was the governor of, what was it, the governor of? Was it the governor of Boston or one of them? He did pretty good. And then you had the one that's a representative here in Florida. I criticized her from Jump Street. But Obama was so strong, he didn't really need it that tough to get elected. But the thing is that we are politically, we are in a bad way now because everybody want to dog these Democrats. And the thing is, you can dog the Democrats all you want, or the Congress people, whatever, all you want to, but it's the people that's got to rise up. You are a United States citizen. It is your job. Ain't nobody got to be knocking on your door and try to convince you to vote. It is your job to vote. Ain't nobody got to be picking you up to vote. It is your job to get to the polls. It's your job to know the issues. It's your job as an American citizen. And if your representative is not doing things that needs to be done, then you need to be calling that office in your neighborhood. And right now, those people in Washington should be calling those representatives right now, telling them to get these people off the street.
Nobody's listening. Nobody of importance is listening. You brought up something, Mr. Harvey, that was a sore spot to me in 2008. And I went back there to 2008
I know what you're going to talk about because I've heard it before. Go ahead.
because that was the year Obama ran for office. And he jumped on Obama because he left those, he is saying that he left those states alone. But you touched upon something that I don't think anybody else really realized was that he was one man and he is the president of this country. So that's not his job to deal
But I just said,
with local stuff and state things and everything. He's a national man now. He when he first started and everything, he started out on the local level and everything, dealing with local stuff. And then he started out dealing with the state things. And then when he ran for office, he was a national president. And I have to put blame where blame belongs at. And that blame belongs to the Democratic Party in those states. The Democratic parties and everything. When Obama got the nomination to be the president, to run for president of the United States, the state Democratic Party and the National Democratic Party took over. They took over everything because they felt that that wasn't his job anymore. And they said it. The Democratic Party said that's not his job anymore. We take over now because we're trying to get him elected. So in the meantime, when they did that, all that infrastructure that Obama had built, they threw it out the door. All it. And that was the worst mistake that the Democratic Party made and stuff. And that started back then. And they have not rectified that problem and stuff yet to the day. And we're in the year 2025. He had a awesome structure going on and stuff then. That's how he got elected. And they threw that thing in the garbage. They threw it away, just like toilet water. They just threw it away. And it was the most powerful thing that they did. They had a weapon and stuff and everything, even in the local areas, in the state area. And they took it over and stuff and said, we're Democratic Party getting ready to do it. And they're doing the same thing and stuff now, Ted. They not sitting out there as the Democrats and stuff, even those Democratic Party leaders and the president and everything, they're trying to get the local folks and everything to start doing something, but they are not. They are not doing what they're supposed to be doing as a Democratic Party, and it's showing. So, along with the people not voting, Ted, we got a problem in that party, and they need to figure out how to get that thing done. And they need to let some of these younger folks and everything take over. And I thought that the Democratic Party and stuff, when they threw that young man out of there, David Hogue and stuff out of there and ran him out, that was a bad mistake and stuff there too. I don't know why they threw him out or why they had to get that young man out, but he had some brand new ideas. You cannot throw out brand new ideas. You have to bring in new ideas along with melting in the old ideas and become stronger that way. It's almost like the church and stuff, Ted. If the pastor and the church do not bring in the young folks, old folks gonna die, and what's going to happen? your church is going to die. So you have to have a two-pronged thing going on, and it goes down anything. You have to bring in the young folks, make them stronger, and take care of the old folks and stuff because they're getting ready to move on out, and then it's their turn to come in. And that's the problem and stuff with the Democratic Party. They are not bringing in them young ideas and accepting them. You got to bring in young folks because these old folks are dying off. All these old politicians and 70, 80 years old, they need to get the hell out the way and let the young folks handle it. It's their time. Get back and guide them. Okay, what else? You done apologize to Hakeem, so I ain't apologizing to him yet because he is also responsible and stuff for allowing, if nothing else, to support the young man who was running for mayor in New York. He won the Democratic primary. It's your job to support him, no matter who he is. And to deny him your support, it tells me a lot about him. Obama supporting him. He calls him up and says, hey, young man, whatever. You coming up here, giving him some pointers and stuff with what he need to do. Or call him in and stuff and talk to him and say, hey, bro, we're going to support you behind the scene. I ain't going to open my mouth. Somebody asked me, do I support you? I'm going to send them back to you if he wants to keep his Jew friends happy. He got the money. He can support the young man, and still get that Jew money. And I'm sorry, you Jewish folks out there in Canada. I'm not talking about you all. I'm talking about you all leadership and everything, because you young folks in the Jewish party in APAC and everything need to come up and take over for them old heads and bring in these new ideas and stuff to help you all folks, because you all letting Benjamin Netanyahu run you all and everything. And that man, he's a criminal, just like our president is. My opinion, people. Just
Well,
my opinion.
you know what Denzel Washington said about people with opinions.
Hey,
You know what he said?
I don't know what he said, but I know what my parents said. All opinions is just like assholes. Everybody got one.
He called us opinionaires.
Yeah, well.
He said he went off. He went off. Because he was talking about sports.
Yeah.
And it almost like they said, it was directing at Stephen A. and all those other announcers, that never played the game. And he just went off about it for about 2 minutes, bro. It was a long rant. I said, dag, Denzel, how you really feel?
Well, he been around long enough to have his opinion, and his opinion to be discussed and dealt with, and to think about what the heck he says, because he hasn't been doing all these movies and stuff all these many years and stuff and everything, and been successful by being dumb. So I have to respect his opinion.
Well, today, of course, I'm an avid listener of C-SPAN, and they had an interesting gentleman on. His name was Donald Whitehead. He's the executive director of the National Coalition for the Homeless. I'm currently looking at his website. I signed up for his newsletter, and it looks pretty good, Ed. And he's worked for other organizations and that kind of thing, and I guess he's sort of really trying to help the homeless. And it takes money to help the homeless.
Yep.
And now we need it more than ever now, because from my understanding, they're going to cut out about $7 billion from HUD, which is a lot of that Section 8 money and what have you. And Hakeem said it before, This right here is a class thing. I ain't talking about class as far as, the clothes you wear, the car you drive, and all that. I'm talking about income class. People making less than $25,000 or $12,000 a year. People making barely making it. Maybe living in a one room somebody's house and paying rent $500 or $600 a month to have one room, and they only make $1,200-$1,300 a month. This is a class thing, bro. People that are don't have, I should say, maybe they don't have the ability now. They might have had skills, working skills, and what have you, but they've lost their big time job or maybe a decent job, and they got laid off, and now they got to work at some whatever, and only make $1,200-$1,500 a month. So then you have the people that lost their job and they ain't got no money, and they're homeless. They might just have their car to live in, or their van to live in, or their SUV to live in. And now you got the mothers, and occasionally it might be a mother and father with kids. Now here in Tampa, we have what we call as the Metropolitan Ministry. And when I first came here, I volunteered for that organization, and they do good work. They have a lot of business, small businesses and mid-sized businesses helping them and donating. They've gotten so big now, they done built 2 dorms for the homeless. And they help those people get themselves on their feet, and then they move on. So, and then they give out free clothes, they give out free food, all of that. So the homeless, the thing is that because of the movements of these major corporations, when you spend 5-10 years of your life supporting that corporation, then all of a sudden it takes off and go to another state or even another country. What am I gonna do? I've been doing this for 10 years. This is all I know. So now they're trying to find a job, and it's hard to get one because their skills might not be up to par to what's going on now, or maybe a particular business position. So that is always a challenge, and that's the reason why you have to always be learning something new, to always be improving your skills, always be reading, always be staying woke. That's what I call it, woke. That means what's going on in your community, what's changing in your community, what jobs are available in your community. Even though while you're working, you should still always be looking for a better job. Even though you might like where you are, and that's fine. But finding out who's coming to town, what has the governor or the mayor have brought businesses to the town, and find out, ooh, I might can get on that position, I might get that position, or I can train myself to get one of those good jobs if they're paying, $75,000 to $80,000 a year. But what happens is that people that don't finish high school or just finish high school, and they working, and they get a habit of doing that job, and they're making decent money. I ain't saying good money, I'm saying decent money. Maybe $20 an hour, $25 an hour. Hey, I'm happy. I got a little money, I got a little extra money left, and they just living their life thinking they're gonna stay there for 30 years. That don't happen no more. Them days been over. And that's what I don't think people understand. You hear these stories, parents staying on the job for 30 years and 40 years and all that, and retire and got a retirement plan. Hey, them days are over. They've been over. And I don't think a lot of these people got the memo. The people didn't get the memo. And then, you can be depressed. If a person lose their job, I mean, I have lost some good jobs, got fired or quit. And you get a little depressed. You get a little depressed. But you can't be wallowing in your little sorrow for months and months and months. You got to keep it moving. That's why I'm saying you got to keep up with everything that's going on around you. Who's billing what? Who's opening what? So anyway, I want to say that, and like I said, this website is called National Coalition for the Homeless, and it's a good website. I like what they're saying as far as all the things that they're trying to do, and they're talking about if you are not homeless yet, it may be possible to avoid becoming homeless by finding out about prevention or emergency assistance programs in your area. That's one way you can stop from being homeless. Find out about your assistance that can help you. Offering these programs can help in paying rent, utilities, or bills. If you are homeless now, emergency assistance program may help with health care, food, and temporary transportation. I should say temporary transitional or permanent housing. So go to that website. Anybody listening, if you think that you're on the verge of homelessness or you're not homeless but you want to prevent it, and there's help out there to help you, but you can't be too proud to take it because we all get in. Most of us always get into some kind of predicament every now and then. If you ain't got a couple of $100,000 put away.
and a lot of us don't have that kind of money
No, we
put
ain't got
away.
that kind of money. But let me tell
Yeah,
you
they got the
something.
money put away. Yeah,
Hey, I just found out if you ain't worth, it used to be if you was worth 10 million, $20 million, you rich, multi-millionaire. That ain't nothing now. If you ain't worth $100 million or more, you ain't nothing. You got to be worth at least.
And that little $10 million is not going to last you for very long.
No.
If you plan on living off of it and you don't invest it right and you don't use it right and everything, it'll be gone before you
No,
know it.
but 30,
Yeah,
40 years
and
ago, if you had $10 million,
oh yeah, you can make it. You can make it. You can look forward and say, "Well, I can die. I got enough money that I can take me to the day I go." But
yeah,
it ain't gonna do it there.
no.
Truly, right, gonna do it. Now, Ted, you got into
Yo,
the homeless thing. Man, we got there's a big problem out there, and I know when Biden was president and everything, uh, in the debates and everything, and a lot of her speeches and stuff and everything, our Democratic candidate and stuff talked a lot about homelessness and everything, and doing something about it, building homes and stuff for people, affordable homes for folks. Well, today we don't hear nothing about that stuff. Ain't nobody
oh,
saying anything about
they
that.
trying to kick people
Nobody's
out,
opening
bro.
their mouth. And in her speeches and stuff and everything, that was according to their administration, Biden administration, that was going to be becoming a big, big problem and stuff for this country. And now, since this other guy had gotten in, it is those things and stuff does not hit his radar. And we know that and everything because anytime there's a disaster going on, we done had several major floods and stuff and everything in metropolitan areas and stuff and everything that he doesn't even acknowledge that those things are going on. He's taken our safety net, FEMA, and just moved them away and took the money and stuff from that department and put it into throwing people out of this country. Well, you can't take away your safety net and your country is not going to be hurting and stuff from it because FEMA was put out there for a reason. And when they were brought into futation, there was a need and everything for them. And back then, those needs and everything were great. But right now, they're even greater and stuff because of this climate change. We're finding stuff happening and stuff in this country, disasters that happen in this country that did not happen before. There's no way nobody would have thought that in the state of Texas that there would be a flood. Amarillo, the city of Amarillo, flooded out. Nobody talked about it. You got Nashville, Tennessee. They done flooded out. Cars flooded. Rain gets came and just flooded the whole place out. Nobody thought that was going to happen. You got a terrible storm that came through the city of St. Louis, tore the place up, over several $billions in damage. And guess what? Ain't nobody said nothing about it. They haven't came to these folks' rescue, and I have no idea what heck going on because the news media hasn't even said anything about it at all. So all these folks and stuff who have been hurt by it and everything, they are hurting, and they are out there and stuff because they don't have the money to rebuild unless the federal government comes in and do something about it. The state and the city governments and stuff cannot handle it, especially in Missouri and stuff, Tennessee. They don't have the kind of money that they have in California or New York or whatever. Disaster happens and they hurt. The state of Texas and stuff, they got enough money where they might be able to help those folks in Amarillo. But the other states no. So I don't know. We're in trouble here. That's all I can say. Folks, we got a few more minutes here, and I got to say one thing here. We are sitting here watching a disaster happen right before our eyes. Every day we are watching a disaster happen before our eyes. We are seeing our country being destroyed from within by a knucklehead who was sitting out there, who was supposed to be our president, who was supposed to be our leader, and supposed to be doing what he's supposed to be. Because everybody, no matter what the heck happens, look to the leader and stuff to lead, to give guidance and stuff to the people and stuff within this country to do the best thing for not the billionaires, for everybody in this country. And that's not happening and stuff nowadays. And because of that, we are being destroyed. We are looking at tariffs and stuff going on. In his mind, tariffs is going to save this country. Well, the tariffs are destroying this country. We are finding that all of our trading partners, Mexico, Canada, China, all of them, India, people that we depend upon and stuff for trade, for selling our products and our goods to, people we are looking to import our goods to and everything, are no longer giving us top status and stuff in the world. And if this stuff continues on, I have no idea what's going to happen. We think that it's bad now with the people out there who have lost their jobs, who are there. There are going to be more and more and more job losses stuff going to happen. Most people don't realize it, but Canada, not China, is our major trading partner. We have been trading with them into the neighborhood of almost $1 trillion a year. And our president has destroyed that. He is slowly destroying it, and nobody's opening their mouth and saying anything about it. Everybody knows that this country, we look at different indicators, economic indicators in this country, and those economic indicators are not looking very good. And this man is hiding these numbers. He is hiding them. Anybody who doesn't give him good numbers and stuff, you're fired. You can't fire people and stuff because they tell you something is bad. You're going to have to listen to somebody, Mr. Trump, Mr. Taco. You're going to have to listen to somebody. If they telling you bad news, it's because it's bad news and you need to acknowledge it so other people can come along to help. If you don't acknowledge the bad news, where's the help going to come from? Wall Street, they got the money, but they can't help you if you don't acknowledge the bad news. You're trying to cover up the bad news. So you got something bad that happened, so you go out there and dig a hole and bury it. eventually this stuff is going to come back up and it's going to rise up and it's going to knock you in the behind. All of these farmers and stuff out there who have lost their market shares out there in wheat, soybean, corn, these people are going under and nobody is saying anything about it. Our agricultural industry and stuff is going to be is devastated right now. And if some of you folks out there don't realize it, we do because we came from the Midwest. And the end of this month and next month is a big, big, big time for those farmers in Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, and Nebraska and everything because something is happening. They are harvesting their crops that they just planted in the spring. Those corn is going to be harvested. The soybeans are going to be harvested. The wheat is going to be harvested. And those combines are going to be out there in those huge, huge tracts, huge fields, taking the product from that they have grown and putting it into trucks. And guess what, folks? They don't have no place to sell it. There is no place to sell it. Nobody is buying our products. We've lost the market in China. The huge market that we had in China, we've lost that. They are not buying any of our grain. They are buying grain now from our South American neighbors, from Brazil, Argentina, and other countries, and Canada. They're selling agricultural products to these countries. There's a market out there, but nobody wants to deal with us. And the reason why they didn't want to deal with it because of the tariffs. We've been destroyed from within. Our manufacturing, it is going to hell. Ted, I didn't realize it until today, but my company that I've been dealing with and working with and buying their products, they in trouble.
Amazon?
Apple,
Apple. Oh, I told you that.
they in trouble.
I
I don't
told
know.
you that.
I don't know how my boy Cook is going to come out of it because he getting shit from both sides. He getting shit from China, who makes every daggone piece of 90% of the iPhones and all our computers and stuff comes from China. And China is saying to Apple, "You an American country. We helping our own folks first." And Yahweh is their company. He can't. He caught between a rock and a hard place, Ted. He can't take the manufacturing to India because they ain't ready to take it. He
No,
can't bring
because
it
number
here.
one, the president already told him, said, we don't
Yeah,
trust Americans.
yeah. And then he can't bring it back here to the United States because the cost to manufacturing will be too high, and they're not capable. The manufacturing capabilities is not here to produce these phones. So
Well,
he
let me just
has
say
to
this
sit
here.
there. He
I know you
has to
don't want to hear
stay.
this. I know you don't want to hear this, brother. But let me tell you, they invested in China training those people.
I know they did.
Apple trained those
I
people.
know they did.
Well, they can
They
do the
did.
same thing here.
They trained it, but it took a long time, Ted, to train those folks. You cannot sit there and not produce iPhones and stuff and everything because you're going to lose your market share. You have to have somebody who's going to make your products right now.
How did that work for them?
It's working okay because they happen what they're doing and stuff now, and what you thought because Tim Cook came there and gave Trump a goddamn a statue and shit and everything. That was nothing. They gave China $100 million so they could produce their stuff over there in China. They had to give them boy $100 million.
There ain't
And
no money for them.
what they gave Trump was a trinket.
Well, they're talking about investing almost $1 trillion here.
That's it. But they have no other choice. They got to give China something and everything. They got to appease them. They done lost their market share in China has gone from 70% of the market down to 47% of the market. People aren't buying them iPhones in China anymore. They're buying those phones from Yahweh because they have a better toy. Their
Well, they
their
stole all the information
their
from Apple.
their toys and stuff are better. No, not only stealing from Apple, they have created their own ecosystem there. Yahweh has created their own ecosystem, and the government of China has supported them to get that stuff done. They have, oh man, I ain't gonna sit there and talk you to you because it's unbelievable what they're doing over there. But the point and stuff that I'm trying to make is that these people over there, they are progressing. In our country and stuff, we are not. Now, if we had a president or somebody that understood economics and what was going on, he would be sitting there and stuff and telling Apple, what can we do? What can this government do for you as a company? Yes, they are a private entity, but they bring in a lot of damn money. They are worth what? $3 trillion and stuff.
What are the two major phones that are being sold in America?
It's a catch. iPhones are still being sold here because we don't
No,
have
I
a
just
choice.
asked you, what are the two? What are the two companies?
iPhones is
And what
taking
else? Who
over.
else?
iPhones is taking over.
Who else?
The rest of them are just competing
No, I asked
against
you,
each
what
other.
are the two top selling phones here in America?
iPhones. I
And
don't
who
know
else?
anybody else. I don't know anybody else who's selling because there's a whole bunch of them. You got Samsung here. You got
Android.
who? Who did
This
you
one
say?
right here.
And what is that?
This is an Android.
Android is involved in all those phones that are here in the United States. Android is in Samsung. They in
Oh, I
all the
apologize.
phones.
I mean Samsung. Okay.
Yeah.
Samsung is, who owns Samsung?
Either Japanese or South Korea. I don't know which one of them.
South Korea.
Yeah.
So South Korea makes their own phones and they got the market here, a big market share here.
Right.
And iPhone.
Right.
iPhone is a United States company.
Absolutely.
Therefore, if they want to keep their market share, which I don't know how they're going to do it because number one, you just said that they kicking Apple out.
No, they ain't kicking them out. China is not kicking them out because if they do, Foxconn is going to lose. They're going to go under. And Foxconn is a part of China. It's a Chinese company. They're not part of Yahweh.
And they got something like what? I don't know, 10 million people working for them?
Absolutely. They have a whole complex. They damn near have a city.
They don't
damn
really
near
work
built
for
them
Apple.
a city within themselves.
Yeah, they don't really work for
And
Apple.
and all of their folks work for Apple.
Well,
All
they
the
might
engineers.
work for Apple, but they're not part of the company.
Yeah, they are.
No,
They
they're
are.
not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're just substitute workers.
No, they work.
Apple don't hire them.
Well, Foxconn does, and Apple and Foxconn work together. If it
Well,
wasn't
right,
for,
but
if
they
Apple
are
goes,
out
if
resourced. They are out resourced.
if Apple goes under, Foxconn goes under. They cannot exist without Apple.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I'm talking about.
Well,
What
that's
I'm
what's going
saying
on.
is, that Foxconn has their own entity, and then they lease out their workers to Apple.
No. That's
They're
not how
not
it goes.
full-time workers with Apple.
Yes, they
They
are.
get their paycheck. They get their paycheck from Foxconn.
Right.
They don't get it from Apple.
If Apple decides to stop doing business, and that's what they wanted to
That
do,
is not the answer. That's not the question.
that is.
That's not even the situation.
It is
Because
the
there are
situation.
companies. No, they don't have get the same benefits that a regular Apple person does. And Apple does the same thing here. They have an outside source that bring in workers that don't even work for Apple. They work for that company and they get their paycheck from that company.
Well, that goes on in a lot of companies. The same thing you're talking about goes on in a lot of companies. It goes on with
Well,
Ford and General
that's the
Motors.
reason why,
Everybody,
of course,
everybody does that.
well, that's not
The-
the issue, Ed.
yeah,
That is not
that's
the
the issue to me. Everybody does that.
that's not the
That's a
issue.
normal
That
business
is
thing.
Ed, that is not the issue what I'm talking about. That is not the issue what I'm talking about. Of course, a lot of these companies do that. That's
A
why
lot
you
of not a
have
lot of them, all of them.
that's why you have all of these different agencies that hire people and then you get the paycheck from them. And then the major corporations pay them so that they can pay their workers. So you're not really working for that company.
In essence, you are.
Well, yeah, you work you just a hired contractor. That's all you are. But if you
Right. In
work for
essence, you are
actually
working
get
for
hired
them.
by Apple
Yeah.
and Apple hires you full
Right.
time, then you get all the benefits.
Well, they don't. They get Foxconn benefits.
Right. They don't get Apple benefits.
Right. But Apple, if
Well,
Apple
that's what
stops,
I'm talking about.
if
That's the
Apple stops
difference.
existing, you don't have a job. I don't care what the heck going on.
That's not the issue. What I'm trying to tell you is this is what these major corporations do to
Right.
cut back salaries.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nobody saying anything is wrong with it, Ed. What I'm trying to tell you is that that's what these corporations do. Now, in the normal settings, I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago, what they used to do, they would hire people and then you would be able to get a legitimate retirement plan from that corporation.
And
Ain't no end. That's all I'm saying.
that's what I'm saying. That was
You're
15,
not
20 years
working
ago.
for the company, Apple.
But that was 15, 20 years ago. We know that these companies have been intertwined and stuff and together, and they have. If one of them stops existing, then another one going to stop existing. But that's how it works in this day. Hell, that's business nowadays. That's the business model. Buying folks,
I don't believe what you
contracting
just
people.
said. I don't
Yeah,
believe in nothing what you just said. Talk
that's
about
the
if that
business
company
model.
don't exist, then the other company don't exist. Apple will always exist.
I doubt that. It's not going to always exist. I doubt that. Not the way it's going now. I
You think
doubt
it's
it.
that bad?
It's that bad.
A company that's worth $2 trillion.
Yes, sir. It's that bad.
I don't know about that, Ed.
I know about that. That's what it's looking at. It's looking real bad for Mr. Cook and Apple. Very bad
Well, he's not using any
because
ingenuity. He's not using any kind of.
he's trying. He's trying his best and stuff because he's caught between a rock and a hard place. And they have, in essence and stuff and everything, Foxconn and China, the country of China and stuff, has corralled them in. They done took all their money that they invested and stuff into Foxconn and have taken some of their engineers and stuff and everything and moved them over into Yahweh. They have moved them over. They bought them out. All the best ones, they took them. And now they're susceptible to them. And if Foxconn does not make their phones and stuff, Apple will not be in existence because they have invested so much
Well, you
in
know
it.
where Apple is.
Everything that they make, from your iPads to iPhone to their
Well, we
computers and
know all
stuff,
that, but
Foxconn
what you
make.
know what Apple is, you know, Apple where they're losing it right now is they can't keep up because they haven't even set up any kind of AI system.
And there's and that is my point that I was trying to make to you. And the reason why that they have not brought in the AI is because of what's going on there in China. They have squeezed them out of the AI, artificial intelligence. China had did it. the country of China. They have forced Foxconn into not letting them have AI. Because 2 years ago, Apple has said we're going to incorporate AI into our phones. And to today, they've incorporated it, but it is nowhere near what the rest of these phones and stuff are doing over there in China. Because they squeezed them out.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm saying the Apple may not be in existence in just a little bit. It could happen. It could happen.
You don't know what kind of deals they're making though behind closed doors, though. I'm sure.
Yeah, well, they have to pay just like here in the United States that Trump is making these companies pay him. The companies over there in China have been doing this for years. They have been paying the government to stay in existence. It's a horrible thing to say that you got to pay the country, but that's what's been going on, and that's how these people have been existing. So now they're using their power and stuff to squeeze Apple out. Because all the phones and stuff there that they're creating with Yahweh, they are AI enabled. But guess what? Trump ain't letting them come over here and sell shit in the United States. But
Well,
those
it wasn't
folks,
only Trump; it was other people
but
too.
those
I mean,
folks,
Biden stopped them too.
well, Biden did it and stuff because the Senate and everything came up there and said that Yahweh had all their microchips and stuff had back doors that allowed them to use their systems and stuff and everything for China's benefit, and they didn't want them to have back doors inside their microprocessors inside our phones because that would be a national disaster. Which I understand why they did it, but they should have went a little bit further instead of just trying to stop them. It's a mess, Ted. I'm telling you, it's a mess going on out there, and we better, as a country and stuff, we better start doing something to alleviate this stuff because these folks, man, they have shot past us so fast it's a crying shame, and we are not developing shit. Excuse my French people, it's Sunday.
Well,
I shouldn't be using words like that.
let me just say this, Ed.
Final word, Ted. Go ahead.
Let me just say this, and this is gonna be my final word.
Yep.
You cannot keep dumbing down your constituents, your citizens.
I understand that.
You have to go in and give them the best education. I mean, all the people that are here.
Yep.
And now that's the reason why we're falling behind because, they're trying to blame like people don't have the intelligence or the IQ. That's a lie. That's a lie. You have to teach and train people. You can't sit up here and you got to make sure that your teachers are qualified to teach them, to get them prepared for the workplace and what they want to do, whether it be doctors, engineers, lawyers, high-tech people, or those people that want to work in the trades. And that means your education have to be on par. You can't be playing these politics and, this is what they're doing. They're playing politics with education. Okay, you can go ahead and open up a charter school. Or you can go ahead and open up your little private school. And they're not giving you no adequate training and preparing you for a job. They might be training you to get in college. And then you go there and you end up majoring in political science. Ain't nothing wrong with political science, but you're supposed to be gearing these people up for science and real science and train these people up for mathematicians and so people can be creative. I'm just saying, to me, we have failed our school systems because we have not went in and really our public schools. You're allowed these bigots. I'm gonna say it like with my full chest. These racists that don't want to socialize with other ethnic groups And so therefore you're gonna take your child out and spend $10,000 and your kid still ain't ready. Still ain't ready. Instead of investing into that school and saying we're gonna go in and we're gonna make this school better and provide all the things that's needed for that school. But you're gonna take and go spend $10,000, $20,000 a year for a private school. And they ain't gonna teach you shit, but teach you some literature.
Let me say this about that. You would think that if you have a leader of your country and they made a decision about the education and stuff of your people, the folks and stuff who are looking up to you, that if there was a good reason to get rid of the Department of Education, what are you going to replace it with? I'm asking to myself, I said, well, maybe he is doing this because he's planning on replacing the Department of Education with something else. So maybe he has a vision out there that we're not seeing. But you have to educate your people, and you have to set up agencies and stuff within that and let people know that this is what's coming so they don't feel disillusioned. And if that's the case, I'm hoping that that's the case, but it probably not, knowing him, because he doesn't have any vision at all other than in front of his face. If it ain't in
It's a
front of his
money
face,
grab, bro. It's
it
a
ain't
money grab.
their thing. But that money grab and stuff and everything can't be. I hope it's not a money grab. I hope that there's something else that's getting ready to come down the pipe. I don't know.
It's a money grab because, see, the thing is, you get these private schools. Now, you know, they already said, okay, the private schools and these religious organizations get all the money they need to support them. It's a money grab.
Well, if it's a money grab, then hopefully something good comes out of it. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully something good comes out of that. Maybe they need to privatize our whole educational system. Maybe. I don't know. Think about it. Anyway, people, Mr. Harvey has to go here. He has some special shit that's getting ready to happen. I'm sorry. I got to keep this nasty words out of my mouth, people. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he's in a celebration mode here now, so we're gonna have to go here. He's in a celebration mode. Go ahead, Ted, and do your celebration, man. Hey, people, keep subscribing to our channel here. You know, listen to what's going on here, because we're going to bring it to you. We're going to give you everything you need to know and stuff is what's going on, because some of this stuff that we telling you guys, I can guarantee you, and you cannot go on the Washington Post or the New York Times or the LA Times and getting what we telling you, okay? So we're going to keep you informed. And what we're telling you and stuff is going to affect you personally. Talk to you later, people. Bye-bye. Have a good day.